All right, class, let's get started with our homework for this week in week 1. What we're looking at is George, and he's trying to eat right. And one of the things that we're trying to do is to get the right amount of daily grams of carbohydrates, protein, fat for his pork and carrots. George likes pork, he likes carrots in there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get a total cost and also figure out how much pork and carrots he needs. So I'm going to change this real quick to pork carrots because I used to have it for the other class as steak and potatoes. So we look here, kind of weird. Pork cost less than carrots, but we went up and set it up here as a unit cost. And we have it at $6 for the pork, $9 for the carrots. That was given in our homework example. Then we got our nutritional info. We found out that we do have carbohydrates, and that is 6, 25, 11, 17, 5, and 3. That's for pork, and that's for carrots. And we know that the daily requirement is 4, 5, 45, 48, and 72. All this is given information, okay? So once we get this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to look here, and we're going to go ahead and see that we go ahead and put an equation in here. And we use the sum product equation. We have our sum product here is our C5 to D5 with our C10 to D10, okay? And then here we go. We keep it sum product C6, D6, C10, D10. And you see here. And these are going to be the ones that are going to be changing off of our linear program. And they change. As we have this sum product in here, and that gives us our total product here, is our CD, C2, and our D2 times our D10 and D10. Well, let's go ahead and look here at the solver. And here is our solver that we have. And the one that we want to change, and that's why I have it highlighted orange, is our G10 square. And the variables that are changing in that square are C10 and our D10 here. And what we're doing here is we have a greater than and less than here of 45 units. And these are our constraints, that we want to have this many carbohydrates, this many protein, and this much fat. Okay, so the fat is the one that's allowing us to have less than or equal. But we have to have equal to or greater than. And what we want to do in here is we have to have the simplex LP, which is our simplex linear program, and we want to make sure that we mark unconstrained variables, non-negatives in there. And in that is that we're going to look at the minimum because we want to save some money here, because we can also change this and make it max. Once we put these constraints in and we just add them, and it adds in here, this is how we add one in so everyone can see how I did it. Push OK, and then I'm going to go back and delete that because I have it as 2. Don't need it. Just showing you how to do it. We go here and we push solve. Okay? And we get a 28.05. Okay? And we can keep the solver equation or go back if we think it's these. These numbers here automatically change in that constraint thing. We can delete those in there. Go back here, push solve, solve it again, and we'll see that those numbers come back in that problem, and we'll get the same numbers that showed up earlier, and we have the $28.05. I'm going to go ahead and push our saving here. We always want to make sure that we have the minimum here, so we're trying to figure out where we're at. So that sometimes we'll do a max, something like in savings if we wanted to save the most or make the most in there, and we want to make sure we do that. We can click on options and they can give us a little bit more. This basic linear program doesn't need this, so in theirs we just need to go ahead and provide that, and then we can go and get all this information here by solving it that way.